world has a word for people like this. It calls them lonely. It's wrong. They are simply built to hear what others drown out, to perceive the frequencies that hum beneath the mundane, to feel the texture of silence itself as a substantive thing. He has grown accustomed to the sound of his own breathing in the dark. It's the bass line, the rhythm beneath the wind in the pines, the crackle of his campfire, the distant, indifferent howl of something that knows nothing of cities or hearths. Geralt of Rivia sits, back against a gnarled oak, and stares into the flames. The world perceives a man alone and names it a lack. It sees the empty space where a companion might sit and writes a story of absence. It does not understand that the space is not empty. It is filled with a different kind of presence. The weight of watched sunsets, the memory of 100 crossroads chosen without consultation, the silent, meticulous catalog of every scar and what it taught him. This solitude is the crucible where his instincts were tempered, where every sense learned to speak without the clutter of another's interpretation. This is not the loneliness of the forgotten, but the solitude of the observer. He moves through taverns like a slow current through still water, parting the noise and the false laughter. He hears the subtext in every toast, smells the fear beneath the perfume. To be a witcher is to be a permanent dialectic, part of the world, yet fundamentally apart from it. His mutations are not merely physical, they are perceptual. He feels the tremors in the ground others miss, sees the fleeting shadow in a man's eyes that betrays the monster within. How do you explain that to someone who has never seen it? You don't. You learn to wear your silence like armor, and you let them call you cold. That coldness is merely the stillness of deep water, unruffled by surface winds. In another world, not of monsters, but of concrete and fluorescent light, there is a person who knows this dialectic. They move through the office, the supermarket, the stream of daily life, with the same deliberate economy. They are not rude, not bitter. They are calibrated. They have learned that most conversations are a form of atmospheric noise, a trading of pre-packaged sentiments that mean nothing and demand everything. Their silence, too, is mistaken for emptiness. Colleagues whisper. He keeps to himself, as if it were a symptom. They do not see the richness of the inner world, the constant, quiet analysis, the depth of feeling that chose retreat because the surface was too abrasive, too shallow to sustain it. Their calibration is a survival mechanism, a way to interface with a world that operates on a blinding, deafening bandwidth. Geralt's choice was made for him by sorcerers and alchemy. Theirs was made gradually by 1,000 small realizations. The discovery that their sensitivity was a liability in a world shouting to be heard, that their trust, once given and shattered, reconfigured into a quieter, more resilient form of self-reliance. Not everyone survives that shattering cleanly. Some people bleed trust only once. The fracture is internal, a seismic shift in the soul's foundation that leaves everything thereafter standing on new, more cautious ground. After that, they learn precision. They measure their words like gold, their confidences like arrows, each one released only with absolute intention. They did not retreat from people. They retreated from the performance of belonging. The performance is exhausting. It requires you to sand down your edges, to laugh at the prescribed moments, to offer pieces of your soul as casual currency. They chose, instead, to remain whole, to be an integer. One, complete. In a world that trades in fragments, wholeness is a radical act of defiance. Consider the man in a city apartment, standing at his window as night falls. The silence is not a void, it is a medium. In it, he can hear the echo of his own thoughts, trace the contours of a memory to its root, feel the genuine weight of a feeling without having to immediately translate it for public consumption. He is like Geralt listening to the forest, discerning the owl from the bat, the rustle of a deer from the slide of a predator. His predators are different. Regret, a past betrayal, the quiet ache of being perpetually misunderstood. But his hearing is just as acute. His peace, hard won and fiercely guarded, is built on this discernment. It is the peace of a fortified city that has seen siege and now values its gates. This is the extraordinary part, the thing the shouting world misses. The profound self-reliance is not a deficit of connection, but a different architecture of it. Geralt forms fewer bonds, but the ones he does, Yennefer, Ciri, Jaskier, are tectonic. They shift the bedrock of him. They are earned through fire and blood and unwavering loyalty, not proximity and pleasantry. He cannot give himself in pieces. He can only give his whole, scarred, complicated being, and that is a dangerous offering, so he is careful. So are they. Their friendships are not a network, but a series of deep, still wells in a desert. You don't visit a well every day. You carry its water within you, and it sustains you for the long, arid stretches. The connection is not in constant contact, but in immutable presence. People who have no friends are often people who understand the weight of a bond so well, they refuse to cheapen it with the trivial. They have a terrifying, poetic clarity about human nature. They've seen the chaos a selfish heart can wreak, felt the sting of love that was conditional, understood that most social bonds are fragile agreements of mutual convenience. To step outside that agreement is seen as heresy. But from that outside, the view is brutally, beautifully clear. It is the view from a mountaintop, vast, windswept, and revealing the true shape of things below. Geralt rises from his fire, the embers dying. He checks his swords, not with anxiety, but with the quiet ritual of one who knows his survival depends on his own two hands and the sharpness of his own mind. He doesn't wish for a company of knights to join him. The thought is foreign, cumbersome. The path ahead is his. The danger is his. The victory, if it comes, will be his to bear. There is integrity in this, a stark purity. It is the clarity of a single thread, strong enough to bear the weight of a life, uncomplicated by the tangles of consensus. And in the morning, the person in the apartment will rise and face their own path. They will make their coffee in the silence, and the silence will be a companion that does not lie. They will move through their day with a witcher's focus, navigating the hidden currents of expectation and emotion, protecting the soft, deep core of themselves behind a calm, unassuming face. They do not crave an entourage. They crave a single, genuine glance across a crowded room that says, "I see it too. The strangeness, the depth. You are not alone in seeing it." That glance is a lifeline, a recognition that bridges solitudes without invading them. The hook is not that they are alone. The hook is what grew in the space that aloneness provided, a root system so deep and complex it can weather any storm, a perception honed in silence to a razor's edge, a heart that, because it loves rarely, loves with the force of a continent shifting. Its loyalty, once pledged, becomes a geological fact. Some people don't have friends because they know exactly what friendship costs, and they are saving their currency for a transaction of profound meaning. Geralt saddles Roach and turns his face towards the mist-shrouded path. He does not look back at the cold fire. Behind him, in a world of steel and glass, someone closes a book and sits in the gathering dusk, perfectly at peace. Two solitudes across the weave of realities, burning like distant, steady stars, not missing, not waiting, simply being, and in that being, containing whole worlds the chatter will never comprehend, worlds of quiet perception, of fierce integrity, of love that is not an emotion, but a silent, steadfast atmosphere. They are the keepers of their own vast interiors, sovereign nations of one, with borders that are not walls, but thresholds, crossed only by invitation, and with the deepest respect for the sacred ground within.